Okay guys, so going through the videos, really interesting. Let's have a little chit chat. So T-square, aim sticks. I got a bunch of aim sticks I'll show you. Because we play this really fun barbecue game called Pin Cushion. Great for kids. Really good for kids. I'll show you how we play it. Kind of learn how to create this ability to go and just shoot those sticks right into the ground. If you're lucky, they just pin right in there. It's great. Kids love it. Occasionally there's an injury. It's okay though. But my point, and I use these flexible sticks because you can kind of feel the give. When you change direction, they bend in your hands. These things, you don't really feel flex. You know, stiff golf shaft, sometimes maybe a senior shaft, you can feel a bit of flex. But my point, when you watch this, and you're dead nuts with me here, right? You're straight on. Kenny's right on there with me. So Ken, if I go a little bit more squared onto you here, and I put a golf ball here, say, okay, there's Marty. So I'd say this golf ball represents the left side of my big Serbian nose. Is that fair? Okay, cool. So as I hit this little shot, just chip it down there a little bit. Okay, now if you look, how much of me is behind the white stick that's sticking through the barber pole? Yeah, so maybe from here back. Fair enough. Maybe from here back, okay? Let me do it again. So narrow little stance, little waggle, little tap tap, okay? Another little shot. Okay. Now, interesting thing, like watching you guys chip and just having a chit chat with the coaches, we saw a lot of this yesterday. And this is just kind of more cornerstone-y stuff we're just talking through here. We saw a lot of swings that kind of look like this to hit that shot. Little different rhythm there. You see what I'm saying, guys? See how the first one? Watch the length of this backswing. And I'm not, you know, people freak out about this because, oh, you're decelerating. Oh, I'm not decelerating, I assure you. But see how there's like a nice level of backswing that can expand into the ball gets collected? What do you notice about all those touch points relative to where that ball was? Where are those divots, guys? Yeah, the ball got touched, the ground got scratched. Maybe some of the turf got knocked away a bit. I'm not trying to take a divot, I assure you. It just happens. Okay, low points left of where the ball is. Some of the elements of that, guys, are this. You know, there's some development of energy in the backswing, some relocation. You know, ball gets kind of hit, foot starts to bank, and you kind of see me over on this side of things. When you look at that, you go, oh yeah, only a little bit of that's back here. Okay. So I'm just trying to make you kind of tune into this with me. And then I put that stick back, put another ball here. Now, what I'd say to you guys, I could, you know, schwack one over those pine trees onto the first green, might wake somebody up over there. But a golf swing, like when I grip this, just so you guys, and you guys are doing a nice job with this because we're looking at everybody's grip. Dan, way to go, dude. And Kim, way to go. Like, way to go. A lot of you guys grip it pretty good, minor tweaks, but there's a couple guys that, like I said, if you held a fork and a knife like you held the golf club yesterday, you'd starve to death. So nice upgrades in your grip, okay? So do you see this right here, fellas? There's a levered hand. You're like, what's a levered hand? This is as much as my club levers. That's it. There's every bit of lag you ever want right there. Because now from this perspective, guess what you're going to see? If I kind of shallow it a little bit, okay, whatever that means, and I turn myself, doesn't that look like a way bigger angle than the one you look at right here? You see the trick to that? It's not where I'm trying to over angle things. I'd say, Taylor, this is a big deal for you, buddy. Okay, some of you guys are kind of twisty forearm, cuppy guys with decent swing speed that you can't get it out. You see what I'm saying? Cicchini, love that name, Cicchini. I might name my next kid Cicchini, Cicchini Chuck. Okay, so my point, well now when you look at this a little bit guys, a grip is an absolute thing for function rather than comfort. Index finger and thumb mildly oppose one another. Nice hands on there, none of these bastardized interlock grips that turn my stomach. Okay, so this is a hand that's sort of a neutral wrist. You're like, what's a neutral wrist? Here's a neutral wrist, here's a cocked one, here's an uncocked one. Neutral, cocked, uncocked. Not a lot of motion in there, guys. Can you see that? Just hold your hand out in front of you comfortably, okay? And then without much flex one way or the other. So neutral, it's only going to cock up a couple of degrees. Not much. See that? You could twist and roll it. Don't do that. Just cock it up a little bit. Go back to neutral and go back to all the way to thumbs down. One of my mentors, great coach, Peter Croker, Australian buddy. Met him at a seminar when I was like 26. And to be candid, like I think I've had a bit of inspiration from him when I was a kid. Like Knutson was my mentor, he was awesome. I was a good hitter of a golf ball. But what he was exceptional at was educating your hands. Educating your hands, okay? Massive deal. So everybody in this group needs that. Everybody. So when you watch this, I could have my coaches come up here, every single one, and you would see, okay, there's neutral hands. Now if I tried to uncock my hands, what's the problem, guys? What's below the ball? The ground. Now if I stood on a milk carton, I could have my feet at the club at the sole height of the milk carton, and I could uncock my hands down 8 or 10 inches. You with me? You tracking so far? You did a bit of that yesterday, didn't you, Mike? A little bit of that, right? So did Kim. So this sensation, now what you see here, guys, is I clip this little shot. See how that's crispy, spinny? That's the kind of shot that's got cheese on it. It's got spin on it. There's no scoop in that. What do you notice about where my chest is pointing, guys? It's at you at the moment. Tap, 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 right? Now watch where this goes. I'm at my proudest 5'9" and a quarter height here. Don't laugh, to hell with you. You get my point, guys? I'm not trying to quote stay down. Taylor, come on up for a sec, buddy, please. Put your good hands on there. And so you say, well, what was that over there? Well, guess what? We create some levered backswing. There's some event away from us while we rotate. We're not trying to pull, tuck, or stuff something into our side, guys. I know on a camera you see that because you don't see the forces and torques created by the intent. And that's the thing. If you could all get good by watching a video, just by watching a video, you'd all be good by now. Right? But we don't see what's behind the forces of motion, do we? Okay, force precedes emotion. So now put your good hands on there, pal. Okay, great. So what's different about his feet than my feet, even though he's wearing my sponsor shoes? What's different? What do you see? It's wider. The golf ball's on his trail foot rather than the middle of a narrow stance, or even forward in a narrow stance. So scoot your left foot more that way. Bring your right foot a little closer. Beautiful. Now we're talking. Put that club behind the ball. Great. Okay, now you hold on to the club. Let me move you. Ready? Stand up, stand up, stand up. Does that look like I look now? Looks like me, huh? Cool. Did I just hit 6 or 7 little crispy pitch shots that way? I did. Okay, good. That's weird, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Do it again. Narrow stance. Okay. Now maybe I energize this a bit. Good. I could stand here all day. Should be able to. Okay. I already have one tooth knocked out from hockey. I don't want any more knocked out from hockey. But he could crisply hit these to here. Okay, that's uncocked. How about this? Any chicken wing there, boys? See any chicken wing there? Of course not. Because if you take both your hands, you can relax for a sec. Take both your hands, guys. Okay, fake a grip. Some are going to be like, oh, there's my grip. No, fake a good golf grip. Good. Uncock both hands, hard. Notice your elbows want to come together, actually. See what I'm saying? Elbows don't want to separate when you uncock both hands, do they? See my point? The elbows kind of want to come together, don't they? So when you do that, when we hit this shot, and he'll probably miss, and that's okay, narrow little stance. Okay, so Good, you got your thumb on top, you got your index finger and thumb right there, beautiful. We're gonna make this little swing, I'm gonna help you. D, 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 and turn, 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 turn. Beautiful, okay? So there's a feel we're gonna kind of see if we can pass through. Because here's what, if you were 12 little Marty in Woodbridge, Ontario, do that one more time, no ball. Okay, George Newton. Try again. Okay, didn't like the backswing, no rhythm and then backswing. Give me more backswing rhythm and then go there. Think Clint Eastwood with a cigarette in his hands, because that's what George Newton was, okay? Show me more rhythm. You just knocked my head off. What the hell was that? Come on, a little bit of rhythm. Good, that's better. A little lower, please. I don't want these arms off the chest up here. Are my arms off my chest, guys? Nope. Thank you. I don't want this shit. Are my arms on my chest now? Sure, here's a bit of rhythm. Here's rotated thumbs down. None of this. Okay. Narrow stance, come on. Little rhythm in this hingy backswing. Cut it off. That's better, don't move. So then there'd be 12 kids, he'd walk along and he'd go, come on, you're stronger than that. Like, I shouldn't be able to push that, and you know, it should be a mild little deal. Like, give me a club for a second, stand right here. You may still be having kids. You having any kids?
Oh, shit.
No, okay, good. You can turn and face me. Perfect. So he's very safe. Ken's not. Hey, Ken, catch. Okay. No problem, right? Ninja skills. But what do you notice? Could I be more thumbs down here, pal? No, I can't. Could I be more body up? No. How about how much of me is behind the ball? Just a tiny bit of my keister that's waning as I get older, and a bit of my right foot. Can you see what you can be good at, fellas? Or we can be this way. Here's what, and then you should be very, very nervous, Taylor. You don't know, stay there. You got a beard to protect your face, that's why I have you here. If you're this guy, head down, follow through, bam. See what I'm saying? See the difference in, yeah, Mike's, that's me. See the difference in developing a little rhythm, putting on the brakes, okay? Putting a little rhythm, putting on the brakes. See how much the buns are forward, body was in a flex, now it's an extension. Guys, we've got a few silly games we're gonna the coaches might drag you to for funsies, take a little break. See the pillows hanging off those posts right there? So that's the pillow punch, guys. Okay, you're good, Taylor, thanks, buddy. But there's a lot of Scoopy Scoopersons in this group. There really are, because nobody's really taught you how to educate your hands. Ben Doyle, famous golf machine coach, like the first, there's two, one back east and out west, Ben Doyle. So Ben Doyle's quote was, you know, sheepdogs are great, but they won't get your sheep unless you train them. And he goes, I mean, you know, they have an instinct to sort of, you know, herd, but he goes, its hands are the same way. You got to train them. So if I had this pillow, you know, probably equitable to the second ball there, off the ground, whatever that is, 6 feet, you know, and you look at this little strike, like this little thing, aiming at this pillow. Watch this, fellas. Bam. You know, that pillow, you know, that ball is a crispy riser into a pillow. This is a pitching wedge. Did it go really high? Didn't go really high. Why? Because when you grip it properly, okay, and you thumbs down, where's the club go? It goes behind you. When it's behind you and you pivot, you have shaft lean. So you just see why it's really important to learn how to grip it properly? Because when you uncock those neutral hands, where does it also go? It doesn't just go straight down. You can't even go straight down. It goes straight down to the right. Can you see this a little bit, guys? Then you add pivot to this and put on the brakes, and what do you get? You get a crispy ball first, divot later, spinner. And so to me, this is a paramount thing for you guys to learn. That's why yesterday you did quite a bit of it. Now, what I want you to do, we're going to warm up again today, and hopefully we've got our everybody's got a barber pole. Hey Jimmy, make sure everybody's got a barber pole and an aim stick. Because on these little shots, guys, narrow stance, golf ball in the center of a narrow stance, not way back here, you know, and it's like all these little chips and stuff too, by the way. Other little thing, like I'm not hitting this full. Full might look like this. Full wedge for me is probably a $135, $130. Okay, notice if I'm hitting it a little less than full. What did you notice about my stance? Obvious one. And how about the shot I'm about to hit? Which way did I move? I got closer to it, didn't I? One key thing about players around the green, they're not far away from their golf ball, guys. A lot of these little chippy chips you're going to hit today, you know, I'm damn near standing on top of this thing. And that's how I can kind of control my ball turf without flinching. Okay, because if I'm back here trying to manage the wave of a golf club in a short space, you're toast. You can manage it when you have a longer swing. Okay, so guys, this sensation, and then I'll stop my little monologue here. You know, how we have this, you know, sense of creating energy. I gotta get better. Gosh, these are terrible. Gotta hoop this one here. Creating some energy here. There we go. Right in the target. See, there's some force away from me. It's not this pulley thing, and then I gotta go to try to figure it out. You get my point? Right? So it's like in axe, chopping up wood, we wouldn't go and try to pull a handle down, would we? We'd kind of take it up here, wait on it a bit, and thwap it. Same in golf. You know, there's no, you see this. Why do you see stuff where elbows get closer to bodies? Why do you think so? You probably even said, oh, I got to tuck my elbow. Have you ever thought that thought? Yeah, of course you have, right? Okay, it helps me not slice it, whatever. Well, I'll tell you, if you create room in a backswing, now you got room, when you change direction, guess what's going to happen? Elbow's going to get closer to you. Because this weight you're trying to move is going to fight you. And that's what creates these cool things you see in pictures that you go, you got to try to statically create, and you don't. Dynamically, it'll work for you. So guys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to just make sure you can do this little shot. Neutral hands, nice grip. My trail thumb is restfully on the target side of the grip. Create some rhythm in a backswing. There's a nice little crispy. Okay, now I can do it harder. Watch what happens when I do it harder. I don't want you guys to do it harder though, because you're all going to go like this. I guarantee you, first swing. I guarantee you, half of you are going to just be up here. Okay? Darcy's laughing. He's like, yep, I know it. You know, so if I do it a little harder, it might look like this. Okay, now what happened here, guys? That's not thumbs down anymore. Sorry, that's not thumbs down anymore. Why? Because it had momentum to start to slow down here before this next slowdown mechanism, and then the final slowdown mechanism is just a finish swivel. Okay, and when you're just teaching yourself how to slow down in style. But you got to learn how to do the thumbs down, you know, chippy, pitchy, punchy stuff first. Okay, and then final thing, half of you guys, remember who Hervé Villachez is? Who's Hervé? Boss the plane. How tall was Hervé? Pretty tiny, wasn't he? Okay. So interesting thing, a lot of you guys are good tall dudes, okay, who swing it no taller than Hervé. I want you to get this thing going up. Watch where this ball is going to tap me. It's not going here. See what I'm saying? You guys are trying to fix a slice with your backswing. Here's how you fix a slice. Create room for your swing to run. Now watch where this club goes. That's not going to slice it. It can't. Because now what the club's behind, what's orbiting, there's an inside-out swing all day long. Don't try to fix a slice with a backswing, boys. Okay? Because this momentum trying to fix a slice typically is going to tumble you over the top, or it's just going to make you really slow. So let's create room to run so you have speed. Most important thing is speed, man. Hit it far. Okay, once you can hit it far, we can take a bit away if you need to. Good luck to, you know, nobody wants to do that. Right, but let's hit it far after we start to train our hands. Does that make sense? Questions before we start going to work? Anybody? But Martin, I heard this. I'm going to turn the camera off and somebody's going to say to me, hey, I got a question. So whatever that question is, ask me now. Anybody? Nobody? Okay, I'm going to mock you publicly if you stop me and say, yeah, thank you.
To make more spin?
Yes.
Just open the club face just a little bit.
So to make more spin, open the club face. So, so here's the thing. The closer you hit to the south pole, okay, the higher the ball can go. Potentially more spin can happen, but there's a diminished window there. Okay, so I would say for me to hit my most spin, I would use a 60-ish. I don't have my 60, it's in the bag. Do me a favor, Coach G, grab my 60. Bring it over here. Good question. Okay, so let me hit a shot and show you what a really spinny 60 looks like. So 60 degrees aloft. If I stand on that's 60 degrees aloft, okay? So take a mental image. In fact, do me a favor, Darcy. I'm sorry, yeah, Darcy, perfect. Come on over here, buddy. Yep. Stand, let me see where I'm going to peg you with this. Stand right here. Okay. Let me put this here. Put your arm exactly there, or it'll get totally beamed. So maybe back up a foot. Perfect. Okay, hold it right. That's too far. Right there, hold it up a little higher. So that's perfectly on that launch angle for this club. Maybe a little lower right there. Okay, don't knock his wristwatch off. Watch. Okay, so when I hit this spinner, watch what happens. Sorry, dude, didn't mean to get you dirty. But that was ball first contact that launched well under. Sorry, I got some divot on you. But why didn't the ball hit him in the arm, guys? What do you think? What do you think? Yeah, well, how'd I de-loft it? Okay, when I changed direction, the club didn't want to go with me, did it? So there's a feel you guys need to learn. For a lot of you dudes, guess what? I'm sorry, keep looking at you, Taylor, and you were a great model of that. You can go sit down now, thank you. And he's like, shit, I got all dirty. Yep. So here's the thing. If we create all this, it's hard to get that out, right? So if we create like, I'd say Mark, where's save off? We're just talking about your wrist condition stuff. We love it, man. If we get your pelvis in the right place and stuff, you're going to play good golf, okay? So if we create too much chaos, we can't really pivot. We got to undo it excessively with our hand. We can't really just, have this sense of hit and pivot, can we? Because we've created too much chaos. So the coaches are trying to figure out the chaos with you guys a bit, make it a little simpler, yet educate you on how to get the club on the ball. So a long-winded answer to your question is, this 60 starts the ball at like 15 degrees stronger than that, say 45. I actually hit that higher than I wanted to. I didn't mean to hit it that high. But so it's like the club is delivered with a bit of pivot, so my hands get delivered forward. What's delivering my hands forward, guys? Pivot with a club that's resisting from this rhythmic backswing, going a thumbs down. So I've got 15 degrees less loft on the club when delivered. I've got the friction of a clean face on a clean ball. That's like this. Friction, you with me? Ball bites on the face a bit and flies lower. So 60s launch at 30. They launch about half of the loft. So I want you to realize, like, those spinners of pro hits isn't a high ball. It's a kind of a half the trajectory of the club you're hitting with lots of spin, because the face is clean and dry. The ball is generally dry. They have ball first contact. Yeah, can you open up the face a bit? Maybe on a 56. I wouldn't really open it up much on a 60, because now you're hitting a window where you kind of lose that friction.
The thing that I'm probably missing the most is standing up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing.
No, so I'm going to repeat that so you can hear this later. So great pickup. Like, the standing up piece is the piece, so when you watch a good player pitch it and chip it, you're not going to see this. Right? You don't see that, do you? You see kind of when they're done, Tiger Woods and those guys pitching the golf ball are pushed away from the ground. Why? Because now they can also create length that's reliable. They're not down here trying to manage elbows that are all bendy, are they? So guys, can we just start off hitting these little cornerstones for 15 minutes? Let the coaches kind of check a box for you. What are we looking at? How to rotate stand up with thumbs down. You'll see some hard flighted rippers. Ball comes off with speed and spin. And get your darn keister past this stick. How do we get it past the stick? Easy. Rotate onto your left foot. Tap your toe. Bank your foot. Rotate your foot. Kiss the knees. Whatever, like Mike's. You get my point? What gets you? Stand up. Let's go, boys. Let's get trained up. Thank you.
Turn and stand.
Hey everybody, Martin Chuck here. Thanks for watching the videos. I really appreciate it. Remember to like and subscribe and share with your friends. We've got a ton of great content for you on YouTube. And if you really need help with your swing, you can see me in person at my Tour Striker Golf Academy at tourstriker.com. Now, if you're remote and you really want help with your swing, check out Tour Striker Plus. The link is down below. And we'd love to help you with your golf game.